When do you want it? Now. What do we want? Justice for Micah. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice for Micah. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice for Micah. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice for Micah. When do we want it? Now. Justice for Micah.
Your backstory?
Yeah.
That is the church that her ex-husband preached at. Solid Rock in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. They're having a protest because they think her husband, her ex-husband killed her. Because she had a self-inflicted gunshot wound to her head. But it's looking suspicious. About 3 days after she passed away, he was out with another lady.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah. What did the guy say? When he say now? That's why he saved the gentleman's voice.
It should be a different shape.
Huh? You can change it up too.
Praise the silence and end domestic violence.
So this is the church, folks, for people that are just jumping in. This is the Solid Rock at Market Common. This is on Howard Avenue. Howard Avenue. And they had a service today. Do not believe that Pastor John Paul Miller headed the sermon today. Someone replaced him, and this is the crowd outside the church. There was more people here earlier. It rained, kind of thinned out, but they're still out here. The church service is ending. just had somebody walk by and shook my hand and said they're a fan of my work. Sam. And I could tell you guys, for me, as you guys saw, you know, I kind of jumped in the chance too a little bit. That's showing my gonzo journalism because, you know, I think this whole case stinks, and I definitely feel like it should be looked at, and the family feels it should be looked at. So the family knows Micah the most, and this guy is embedded with controversy, not only with him, but his own father, who got federally charged with all types of labor. Apparently at his father's congregation, they were bringing in people from overseas, and he was forcing them into labor and things like that, like forced labor, unpaid wages and things like that. I do not know the outcome of the federal case. He might have got probation, he might have served some time in federal prison. But this pastor himself, he's been in trouble with the law himself. And I want to believe that something is going on here. So I want to believe that this is like, you know, there's some sort of involvement, and this wasn't just her taking her life. Some people here are just protesting to end domestic violence. There's different people up here with different objectives here. Some want an investigation, some just want an end of domestic violence, but the all common ground here is justice for Micah. They have all justice for Micah. A lot of them wearing shirts. I got my own shirt too. I will be wearing this shirt later. Bringing awareness to domestic violence. If you are in a relationship out there with domestic violence, get out of it, man. Get help. You can get help. You can get out of it. Break those chains. Get away before it's too late. And this can be male over female or female over male. It goes both ways, you know. And apparently, Micah was a very loved individual, a very godly individual, a very positive individual, someone that has lots of friends. And they're saying, no way. There's no way she could have took her own life. And just the way he announced it to his congregation is suspect in most people's minds. So we'll see what happens with this. We'll see if, you know, if they do some warrants here. Maybe they'll come here and do some warrants. Maybe they'll go to his house and do some warrants. Maybe they'll take him in for questioning. But the authorities are investigating the matter. That's a fact. The news has reported that. Robertson, North Carolina, right outside Lumberton. But I almost choked up a little bit when they started really going those powerful chants. I choked up, man. I choked up. You know, and it was difficult. I already did a video at the pastor's house. I'll be posting that later on at JLR Investigate. I did a drive-by in the neighborhood. Like I said, the pastor has security cameras on the road immediately going out of his house. There's only really only one way out of, you know, his little, it's like a loop. It's like a loop, and there's only like one way out. And the one way out at the end of the road is surveillance that clearly, the surveillance camera might even be able to see his house. You know, there's a few houses down from there. So I'll post that video later on. And I'm also going to go up to the park. And we'll just be out here a little bit more and monitor this. But the service is, it seems like the service is over. They got a police here at the church. Now the police been nothing but nice. The officer, I don't know his name. I actually shook his hand before I did a live stream. Came over and talked to me. He just said, First Amendment, everyone has a right to be out here, including the press. He said one thing: do not go onto their property. That's what they're asking for. So he was going and reminding everybody, professionally, nicely, you know, saying, you know, I respect, you know, First Amendment. You guys are First Amendment all the way. Just don't go on the property, and there'll be no problems. And there has been no problems, none. So the police were totally cool. We love the police. Look, they got police over there, perched over there. Police officer there. So it looks like 3 police officers here. Police officer vehicles, 1, 1, and 1.
That's good.